Hey nerds, this is Dublin Comic Con. Hey nerds, welcome back to the Fellowship of the Nerds. I am your host as always, Luke Shawalker, and today we're here in Dublin Comic Con. So come with me because I'm going to show you how awesome it is and how much worthwhile it is. And as you entered the convention on the ground level, you had all your vendors, and I did find that they had a lot of options when it comes to shops. And what I mean by that is you could find anything from your action figures, lightsabers of course, statues, very high-end collectibles, to really silly and small things. So it was actually a nice thing to see that you could find a good offering and in a place that was very spaced out, so you can walk around without any feeling of being pushed over or having to squeeze through, because that's something that a lot of people is put off whenever they go to conventions, especially when they have to go to the places where they can shop things and they just feel like they don't want to stick around because they just feel too crowded. This never felt that way, so I thought that that was a very good thing, and overall makes it a good experience and is a plus for Dublin Comic Con. Perhaps the aspect of the convention that I thought was the weakest was the props. They didn't have that many. The ones that they had were nice. I mean, there was a station there with a bunch of aliens that had Alpha, and inside there were Stitch, AT, and an Ewok playing poker. They have a Transformer stuff. They had the idol from Raiders of the Lost Ark, and they had a He-Man sword, but that was pretty much it. And I thought that that was a bit lacking, that was a bit underwhelming. But then again, because of the way that this was structured, that's the part that you, I guess, had to sacrifice for space. So I'd rather have that and be able to walk around freely, to be fair. But it was just something that I thought that was significant to point out. On the other side of that, they had a section of the convention where you can go buy whatever autograph or picture that you want to take it for a day if you hadn't done it online, which I think is very good, because normally these conventions, or at least the ones I'm used to in the UK, they usually are designed in a way that if you didn't do it online, you can, for the most part, you can still do it on the day depending on the guest. But the problem is that then on the day you have to either get it on the queue as you're queuing, and you have to wait, and then you have to show a ticket and you have to show a token, or you do it directly on the table, and then maybe on the tables when you find out that it's only cash or only card or only this, and you know, it can be disappointing where if you have one place where you can go and say, hey, can I buy an autograph for such and such, or a picture with such and such, and they say yes, you do it on the spot, then you go to whomever table it is and you're done. I thought that that was a very convenient thing. Crowd-wise, I thought that this was very picturesque. I saw a lot of costumes that I liked. I saw a lot of people, and something that really filled me with hope was the fact that the attendance age of Dublin Comic Con, I found it to be very young. Like I saw people, I don't know if it's not, maybe I'm getting too old, but I did see that it was a convention that had a lot of young people, and that's always a good thing, because that means that there's a new generation out there of nerds that are ready to come and take the mantle and just carry on the legacy of nerdism and geekism, because that's a very cool thing. Something that I did find sort of strange was the fact that there was only one store that sold lightsabers or lightsaber components or blades and that sort of stuff, and I did find that to be odd, because my experience in all the other conventions I've been to in the UK is that there's always quite a few, so it was a bit shocking that I only found one store, which was Next Level, and that was really it. So a bit disappointed. I hope that in the future conventions in Dublin will feature more stores that will sell lightsabers. That said, there is another Comic Con coming in Dublin in a few months, and I hope to see more in that convention. Now, in terms of guests, they did have quite a few, but not as many as I've seen on other conventions, but I think that helped in the aspect of keeping crowds to be at a decent number. As crowded as it might be around me, for that you might think that it looks crowded around me, it's actually not bad. Like, I'm very surprised how Dublin Comic Con is. It has a lot of people, but it's not ultra packed. Like, you can actually move around, which is something that I appreciate, because I've been to other Comic Cons where you just couldn't move, and it was just packed to move about, and that's why you want to do a convention, you want to move around. So this, I have to give credit to Dublin Comic Con to keep it crowd friendly. Something I did love was that they had some of the cast of the X-Men animated series there. They had Rogue, they had Storm, they had Jean Grey, and just absolutely amazing, because the seasons that X-Men 97 has been giving us so far have been a tremendous success. So it was also very nice. But like I said, they did have other high-profile guests. They had Doug Jones, they had Charlie Cox on the Sunday, they had David Wenham. So it was overall nice.
Let's do it. No, we're not doing it. You want to fight me? I mean, I was fighting that guy.
Another thing that was really pleasant to see at Dublin Comic Con is that you can get a coffee and it was like €4, where normally whenever I've been to Comic Con, coffee has been incredibly expensive and horrible. And this actually has been very good, so there's that too. I also got the chance to interact with some fans, and when I mean fans, I mean Star Wars fans, not fans of mine, because I'm a nobody at the end of the day. But it was very nice. I got to meet some really cool, nice people. And I took with me a set of Sabacc dices to give away, because you know me and I do like to do giveaways. So I gave away some Sabacc dices by asking people some Star Wars trivia, and it was good fun all around. So I genuinely really enjoy Dublin Comic Con. It's something that I would 100% recommend for anybody wanting to go in the next editions that they do. And they do editions twice a year, which I think is really, really cool. Never forget one of these. Answer me this. What's Emperor Palpatine's Sith name?
Oh, Darth Sidious.
And who were his apprentices?
Well, if you go with anything, Darth Maul would be his original. Now, Darth Maul had a Savage Oppression, also like Count Dooku, who had a Savage Ventress, and then Anakin Skywalker became Darth Vader.
Tell me a character that appears in all 9 Star Wars movies. It doesn't have to be human. It could be a robot.
C-3PO.
Perfect. Tell me a character, a main character. So I mean, like, you know, like Obi-Wan or whatever. Yeah. That's in only one of the 9 movies. So like he dies in whatever.
An Ewok? No. No.
I mean, technically yes, but the main character. They got prequels.
Qui-Gon Jinn.
Who tried to kill Padme? If you can tell me any, because there were like quite a few people.
Quite a few. Well, very famously, Anakin himself.
That's good. That's
yeah.
Yes. What was Emperor Palpatine's Sith name? So Darth.
Oh my God. This is probably wrong. Darth Sidious?
Yes.
Oh my God.
There you go.
Oh, thank you so much.